Hello, everyone, and welcome to Church at Home with Rachel for this Tuesday of Easter week, 22nd of April. I'd like to share with you a passage, a paragraph written by someone named Chris Ainsley, and it's taken from Celtic Daily Prayer Book 2, further up and farther in. And if you have the book, it's on page 1465. It's something I read last week. It's from the 17th of April. It's called Hope in Exile. Chris says, disorientation in unfamiliar surroundings can sometimes be the cause of two extreme reactions. One is to wander aimlessly but frantically, trying to understand the geography of our present position. We wear ourselves out physically and emotionally in an attempt to tame the unfamiliar so it no longer threatens and frightens. Or we can become immobilized through fear of the unknown. What if we should set off in the wrong direction? And then he has here, or she, whoever Chris is, says, on your path, O my God, and not my own, be all my journeying. That really spoke to me because especially this Easter week, it feels like during Easter week, we live through the long season of Lent. We live through the Paschal Holy Week, the Paschal Triduum. It's heavy, it's dark. We get to Easter, we can sing our Alleluias, and we're happy, and everything looks good. The flowers are out there, the ducks are on my lawn, the rabbits are all doing what rabbits do, making more little rabbits. Spring is coming, spring is here, and it's supposed to be glorious and wonderful. And yet, I find myself at Easter, in Easter week every year, and often for a little bit after that, I'm still a little bit discombobulated. I think I just get so woo in Lent and I think that the joy I feel in the Easter Vigil and Easter Day is so overwhelming that I forget that there's going to be a come down. It's like a roller coaster, right? You're on a high, and then Lent and Holy Week, and then you're all the way up for Easter Day, and then in order to get off the roller coaster, you have to come back down from the mountain there, come down from the high point, and level off. And in that leveling off period, I always feel a little like I've got so much work to do and I don't know what I'm doing. And I felt so blah a week ago and now I'm high and I don't know what, I'm all over the map. And I'm thinking about this disorientation that we can either run around completely like a chicken with their head cut off, unable to make a decision, unable to settle down, unable to do anything, or we become immobilized in the fear of the unknown. And maybe we need to just allow ourselves to recognize that the unknown is the place where knowing comes from. It's okay not to know something. Think about if you've ever been out sort of on a Sunday drive. I used to do this all the time. My mom worked nights when I was a teenager and in early university. I didn't own my own car. So she worked nights, so her car would be gone. But on Sundays, I'd take the car to church, and then I'd go out, maybe got myself a coffee from Tim Hortons or something, and I would just drive around. I would just drive around. And I didn't take a map. And this was before I had a cell phone. It was before Google Maps and all that stuff. I would just drive around and realize, you know what? If need be, I can pull over and find a payphone. I could drive to some small town and ask people how to get back to London. That's where I lived. But I didn't panic about not knowing where I was. Worst case scenario, I could try to turn around and retrace my steps. But there was something about turning a corner and being open to coming across something that I'd never seen before. The number of streams that I would come across, or little parks, or beautiful old farmhouses. The number of times I saw deer on the side of the road, or I saw children out playing, or I'd see a tree literally in the middle of nowhere with nothing else around it, completely being a tree, in its complete perfection of being what God called it to be. A big old maple tree in the middle of a field with not another tree around it, right there, doing exactly what a tree does in all of its treeness, that I would not have seen had I not ventured down an unknown road. It's okay to be scared of the unknown. As a matter of fact, it's relatively healthy to be scared of the unknown. And especially during Easter week, when we think about all of the unknowns, think about the disciples. Jesus is dead and then he's alive. Everything you thought you knew for sure, wiped clean. Now it's a brand new beginning. There is no telling what might happen next. If that particular miracle can happen, then the sky's the limit. Can you imagine for the disciples and those early faithful people, the followers of Jesus, what that first week must have felt like. Completely unknown. They could have run around with their head like their chickens with their heads cut off, worrying about what next, what next. They could have been completely immobilized by fear and not understanding that they were called to follow Jesus in this new incarnation as he's come back to life. And either one would have been understandable but not faithful. We're called to calm down, to take a deep breath, to pray and say, okay, God, I don't know where I'm going. And that's okay because you do. On your path, O my God, and not my own, be all my journeying. During this Easter week, during the Easter season, it goes on for weeks at a time here, until Pentecost, I encourage you to allow yourself the freedom to breathe deeply and to trust. Follow God's path. Be on the journey that God is inviting you to take, because it is unknown and it is a journey you've never been on before. But only when we trust God and say, I will leave my panic, I will leave my fight or flight or freeze, defaults alone. I'll leave them behind and I will follow. So fight, flight, freeze. Here's a fourth F, follow. That's your choice. You can fight God, you can flee from God, you can freeze in front of God, or you can follow God. I encourage you to say that prayer. On your path, O my God, and not my own, be all my journeying. Don't be scared. Don't fight. Don't freeze. Don't flee. Just follow. Have a great day, and God bless.